record, and let's do that. Ready to depart for Meringue. Alice would be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amaro launch, and you will see that you reach your destination. If you come looking for work, I might have a spot for another guard. Oh! Ah, a friend of the XIV. Hoping to meet someone in Meringue, are you? Now I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away. Assuming you have everything you need? Yep, probably. You can now travel to Meringue. Speak to your droid Amaro tamer to fly to the desert.
Meringue. From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath, Meringue once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Meringue meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
Ugh, no matter how many times I come here, the cold never fails to catch me off guard. The sky may be as bright as in the scorching hours of the day, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the XIV let us know to take you to the inn at Journey's Head, which is where this Alice friend of yours is staying. But that's fair old distance, so I propose we make a stop in Morn Soak to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. Alright, you lot, I'm off, and I better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Alright, we head southwest, straight as an arrow.
Let's go!
Yeah. Ooh, armadillos. Do I need anything from these guys? Let me do a quick check. I do.
Oh, of course they target me when you do that.
I just gotta wait for them to use a specific spell. Which is this one? Ooh. Rehydration. Oh god, that takes a long time to cast.
What does it do?
Oh, It restores own HP with a cure potency of 600. Ooh, Aether Current.
Ah.
Also, those.
I'll get that after the cutscene.
Also, those are some very large cactuars.
Yep, they grow up.
Giga Tender. Aw. It just stumbled because it was too top heavy.
Cute.
Stop here for a moment. This is your first visit to Amarang, is it not? Before you cross the river of sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. Define that.
That's how I'll define it.
Okay, what am I looking at? Built in big, didn't they? That's Castle Sharo, fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabath Arang. Seeing what was left behind, I believe it when they say that it was once one of Novrant's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along. Great chunks of Nabath Arang's lands were lost to the light, its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying, most of them anyway. No, not many choose to come here these days, not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than an Amaro roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere is as deserted as this place. Just wait until you see Mord Soak. Let's press on, shall we? I think this place is supposed to reflect Alamigo.
Probably.
Architecture might look similar, I think. Or Ul'dah.
We'll see as we see more. It kind of is more Ul'dah now that I think about it.
Is it?
But then again, there's a giant freaking corpse there, which doesn't really reflect either.
Yeah, true. It is good music. Oh, yay, follows.
Ooh, so okay, it would be Alamigo then, not Ul'dah.
I'm sorry?
This is a Sook, so that would be Alamigo and not Ul'dah.
Ah. Here we are, Mord Soak. But a blessed shadow, I love this town. Mord Soak. Not just full of Mord, but humans and all manner of others too. Has been a refuge for folk displaced by the floods, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Is that what they call Lalafels? Mord?
Maybe?
Ah, I've met a Mord before. They look like shifty little blighters, but they're a more welcoming lot than you could ever wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to Master Gen. I'll go ahead and let him know we've arrived. Oh, there's a kobold here. Or maybe those are the Mords.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The first Aetheryte. so this is a Mord.
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mord's.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too, many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Mord Souk's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mord do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Mord philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Mord says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with
That was completely unexpected.
Yep.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer? I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look!
You buy, you buy?
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots.
Said the what now?
Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Maybe they did spoilers and we missed it.
Oh. Oh, bright honor. Gold coin in common circulation when the kingdom of Vobert was at its peak.
I don't like this quest.
Let's see what. Welcome to Ronron's, traveler. I'm here wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time, snare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes? Browse Ronron's wares. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a foodstuff and inspect it with left click. Skewers. Oh, you like those. Chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding under rocks, spear with stick, then roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. Silly customer. You cannot eat Ron, not even for a Vobert gold piece. Oh, maggots. Everyone's favorite. Plump white worms slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed wiggler, you'll never want any other treat. Protein. I call that mush loaf. Middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruit, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keeps you going in the heat. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard. Cured with special spicy spices. Some find the spell challenging, but it'll warm you up on chilly desert nights. I don't know, I got like 260 pineapples in my inventory. They all look tasty, yes? Which to choose? Which to choose? Let's go with the most normal option.
Which was that?
Ever-burning bounty. Yes, put some spice in your step. You'll feel the cold this night. And probably not the next one either. You have the gold? And done! One Vobright honor buys you 10 sides of lizard meat. The spice must flow. Will you eat the lot? Every last mouthful. What an appetite! What a belly! A new legend is born in Mortsuk.
Just wish for Gnan.
Consider your coin purse cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Let's see, your Kit Kat shows a much slower food. Yeah, I'm almost happy at Monster Hunter. I mean, I did play Monster Hunter before playing Final Fantasy, so...
And I think we've both done the Monster Hunter quest in Final Fantasy.
We have. We also did a Final Fantasy quest in Monster Hunter. Keeping the merchandise down, yes? No returns. I was watching from your green. You honored our custom, and with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mortsuk. If you need anything in Amarang, we are here to provide. You have courage, my friend. Ronron's wares are more exotic than harmful. I don't envy you the bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right, now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals that I have to close before I can conclude my business here in Mortsuk. Ah, offering your services, are you? Aye, well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for. You just need to do the lifting and carrying. I'll go and take care of some last-minute haggling then. See you in a bit. Let's see, market receipt. Let's see, table, cactus from Thonton, and iron ore from Volthole. Now they might deal to mill to be collected in Momo. No, I don't. Do I need cured leather? Table, cactus, iron ore.
Still looking for one of the items.
Nope. Assad sent you, did he? Right, yes. What kind of ore was it again? Iron. Iron ore, of course. That would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. Do you have the same list, or do we have different ones?
Yeah, table cactus, iron ore, and antiquities.
Okay, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, let me know if you find the table cactus.
I found Thonthon over here, so it's probably here with the sack of herbal remedies.
Oh, okay. Just looking for the... Alright.
You came in with Kassan, yes? Good, good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please, take your prickly purchase. And box of antiquities for Momo. Hey, no touching. That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Cassard sent you? Oh, why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no, no, no. The Batharang relics, was it? All packed in that box there. Handle with care. Oh, no. Was that it? Alright, I guess that's it then. Keyboard noises.
Oh, sorry.
Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. Aye, that's a lot, alright. Good work. And quick work too, considering you've not set foot in place before. I thought you were the one to sit in the city like the XIV, but something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency prevents something of a problem. I'd hope to conclude all my business before you returned, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middleman and sort this mess out. Sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Kassad? It's like an age since I've seen you. Ah, Pheasant, the lovely Tesleen. It has been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. This gentleman was on his way to meet with Alice. I was supposed to be taking him to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Alice has told me so much about you. You're green, aren't you? That's me. I knew it! How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I got to know Alice quite well since she took up the guard duties there. You want me to take over as Green's guide, Kassard? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. It looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you had your fill of Almarang, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. Alice has been desperate to see you, Green, so let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spires from here. We can? We just need to swing around the ridge and then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside.
I can see rock bridges from where I'm at.
Yep, just gonna pick up this feature quest to do later, eventually. All set? Oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. While most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. You think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal of us? Yep. I'm a tank right now, so that's pretty much my job. Thought you might. Alice was saying how much you... let's get going, shall we? I feel like her next word is how convenient I am.
Oh, hey, this is a hunt for me.
Murder! How many did you need?
Oh, let's see once I kill this one. 3. So
Oh.
perfect.
Oh.
Oh, and you got a friend. Thank you.
I'm sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. Yet hardly a match for you, it seems. I always thought Alice was strong, but in her mind she was never... Now it makes sense. Well, we should push on. Might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. Ah, can't get over this wall.
Okay. Do you see where we are on the map?
Ha! Twitch. Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork and know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn.
It's interesting having a third, I guess, sort of, joining us.
Yep. I am taking a shortcut. This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make the trip alone. It seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow. First, let's head inside, shall we?
Well, this looks more like not I forget the name of that camp city.
Which camp city?
Let me pull up the name. It's in Thanalan.
Little Alamigo or the one with the
Yeah, maybe it's Little Alamigo. Then?
Well, there's a couple. Like there was also one like outside in central Thanalan, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, like what is that? But there's like this another place in like central Thanalan with like all these like tents set up with like refugees hiding in
That's
around
what I'm
there.
thinking. I thought that was Little Alamigo.
No, that's a different place.
Let me see.
Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarian since Alice arrived. Stone's Throw? Maybe. That does sound
That was
familiar.
Little Alamigo.
Okay.
That I'm thinking of. And
It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carers. The afflicted? You don't know? I don't think I met anyone besides Alice who was so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk are grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alice give you the full explanation. Attune. Amaro Keep. Now, where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out the south side and you'll soon see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Ooh, Aether Current.
oh. Ugh.
Oh, it's just right here.
Yeah. I was trying to survey it when I got attacked.
Alice is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints in the ground. They look to be about the right size. Small footprints. Small footprints lead off to the northwest.
Hopefully it's not Tataru's.
How would a Tataru get here?
because time doesn't quite flow right between the two realms, apparently. So
Footprints continue on to the northwest.
Take it after. Probably not, though.
Well, yeah, but it said the time was.
Now it's flowing.
Yeah.
Usually, but it wasn't.
She just afford to buy her way here. Footprints curve around to the west.
Why can't these guys be like gentlemen? What the hell?
That's a lot of smaller footsteps. More tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand. Maybe they're Lalafell footsteps.
Get back here! Is that... It can't be.
Impressive.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
Okay, well that one's not my fault.
Why do they have to start the shot
How
there?
are you?
Because it's more dramatic if you zoom up to the face.
Yeah, but they don't have to start from that low.
We've fought them to a standstill then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations.
Like Sin Eaters, or?
Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether, and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct, that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them.
Well, that's one reason to go back to
The infirmary
Yomor.
is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
It's just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it served me well as a training ground. Tesline and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters. Which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn and you clear the west. That way you can have undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your ether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around out there, we can rendezvous back to the north entrance. Good hunting. What, do you talk about the Sin Eater? I'm not sure if they count as dragons.
Yeah, I wouldn't describe it as a dragon.
It's closer to a goat, I think. Given the nostril. I mean, it does have wings, but... more bird wing. They're more like feather wings than...
It's not like a horse face.
They're more like feather wings and not scale wings, yeah? Oh yeah, there's definitely a couple of different giant turtles over in Final Fantasy. How did you fare? Ah, I thought there might be one or two lurking in the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually, these less sin eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat. Much like the Void Scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock up to the strongest of their kind. And thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on the hunt, he might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. Army of sin eaters, huh? Weren't we just at...
Foreshadowing.
Weren't we were literally just at Yulmore. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to call their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. And you certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? Maybe Vothri's a Sin Eater. What do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But maybe he's partially one?
Turning into one or something? Or afflicted?
Maybe he's just too fat to do the transformation?
Maybe? Alexei tells me you helped her out on her patrol. You have our thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alexei has missed your company. Everything always is, if Green were here, he would... That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that, either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Green's methods. Honestly, after seeing him in action, I can understand why. The way he leaps into the fray without hesitation, it really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing, though I know that he deserves all the admiration he gets, just as you do. I think the guy is pacey. I don't think he's Snow White to be one of those things. I don't know, maybe Sin Eaters just have a different sense of aesthetics. Different standards. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alexei? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alexei. Oh, you dad, could you pen to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them, and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pondil, Todden, and Halric. They may not give much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new.
With how much gluttony that guy does, I can't believe the Senators need anything else.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed. Also, where did you teleport to?
Where Mort took?
Oh.
I'm a little ahead.
Ah. I think that guy eats literally everything but sin. Ulrich remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin hardened to something akin to plaster. You seen to the patients? How were they? I already won, but Halric seemed fine. Good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I am concerned about Halric, though. I'll speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to that discussion, then. I was going to take Green to Mordsuk if you have any errands here that need doing. Well, I suppose there's one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Kassar's caravan just passed through, so Bronwyn should have some fresh fruit. Come then, Green. There's something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Bronwyn's stall, of course. Oh, back again, aren't you? You need another taste of Bronwyn's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh, yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how easy you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. Gods, I never seen a mold merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Only one. Oh, yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Oh, no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best regulars for you. Come again, my friends. Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetheryte to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Glaze Wigglers, you actually brought them. I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails, shall we?
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness.
Kind of looks similar to the area we saw in the burn. Just with less sand, I guess. In Canada.
Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought. It's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed in the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food.
Welcome back.
In my time here,
Thank you.
I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Orion J's lecturing. And I needed you to know that beyond the doubt that Tesleen has no other choice, the nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just a threat posed to others. When a person becomes an eater, the pain appears to be excruciating. The carers are truly fond of their wards, and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death.
Okay, Peripheral, that's only entirely true.
Care every time a white peach arches a fruit. Oh, I got a teleport offer. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find the nectarine? A plump, sweet-smelling nectarine. Thank you. Alice's explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. We may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others and we decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you, though, if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with the taste of happier days. Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs. My favorite. You needn't have gone to trouble.
Oh, it's nothing, really. And we do so rarely have guests. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrant could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Oh, this doesn't sound good. Green, Alice, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone... We'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before. But it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric. Please be alright. I'll cover the north and the west end. You take everything from here to the south. Sips water. I don't think that's going to end well for us, Kier. If you're talking, I can't hear you, Kier. You see no sign of Ulrich.
Sorry.
Maybe he went further west.
I was just agreeing. Also, 325 yards to the southwest is another Aether current.
Yeah, but it's probably all the way past the section of the wall, section of this wall over here that we can't reach. A chasm.
That looks like the edge of the map.
No, there's more down there.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it...
Is this going to be what they foreshadowed?
In the opening movie, probably.
No, I meant when they said, when Alice said when there's a big one.
Well, that
it comes with an army of small ones.
I also think that might have been the one that would have shown in the opening movie for Shadowbringers.
There it is!
Looks similar. Might not be the exact one.
Oh no!
Are they just chatting?
Ulrich!
We have to run!
Oh.
Tessie! No!
Okay.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
This is a very good time to not be looking at the stream then.
Oh.
It's a lot of light.
no, no, no!
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Well, that is definitely not a thing I was expecting to happen.
Just them trying to ham up the creepy imagery as much as possible.
Yep. Welcome to Shadowbringers. So. I'm sorry, Green. I tried to tell the carers what happened, but... What do you mean this is normal? I can't be the shoulder they lean on. Not like this. It's just so unfair. Leslie was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, that there wouldn't be any pain. All the people in the world suffer such a fate. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me, I can barely... I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. She cared about that sort of thing, about giving people a chance to say their goodbyes. Ulrich is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Terrible time to level up. I've spoken with the carers. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them. To me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Ulrich. Clacking. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? It wasn't even a fight. It was too late. Too slow. And I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Ulrich back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I come to a decision. I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you'll forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Ulrich's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course, just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course, she would have done the same. Farewell, Ulrich. Keep Tesline's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment. I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes. And a purpose. This damned light, building without cease, is the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. What if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only little by little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now hold on there, everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I gained here to hurt them.
I don't think we have an incoming pandemic bakery.
Oops, that's a chasm. Keyboard noises.
Yeah, sorry.
Forgive me, Green. I couldn't stay there a moment longer. But I was serious about what I said. While the men and the women at the inn battle against this blight with kindness, I must fight it in my own way, with steel and violence. From Eolzia's sword in the darkness to Norvrand's sword in the light. Gods above, it feels like an age ago now. So I say, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftest tomorrow. I need to return to the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. The airship is supposed to be Blackjack. See? Well, I guess it's I guess it's a 14's Blackjack, which I guess that might look different. I'm not sure. Remind me to wear goggles if we fly over Amareng again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help to clear my head at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the XIV. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? Closer to Falcons than the Blackjack? Okay. Has not 100%ed it 6-8 times before. thank you for seeking me out, Green. It meant a lot to have you there at my side. And looking at Alphinaud, I'd say he's eager to begin this discussion as I am. I say we lay our experiences before the XIV, and step back to see what kind of picture they make. Then we can decide where to go from here.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist.
So, kill the Light Wardens? Kill Light Wardens and Sin Eaters will be just cannon fodder?
Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens.
Well, we just reunited Alice and Alphinaud back in Crystarium. Yay.
Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds.
You alright?
Oh, just cough.
This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the Source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside of Crystarium at crossroads northwest of the XIV Sword Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. I think bakery manager's drunk. All set? If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly, now!
I love how he says quickly now, then proceeds to walk very slowly.
There's an Aetherkern on the way to the north.
Yeah, there's apparently one to the southeast from here that I missed.
Yeah, I think it's actually on near the gate.
And I'm big dumb for having missed it.
I think I actually sent you a screenshot of it.
I must have completely forgotten.
Also, thank you for gifting a sub to Araya Silverstone. I don't know why you would waste money on me, but okay. Ooh, gemstones. It has interrupt revealing pleasure.
Don't want to miss out on the voice acting.
I turned down the ads to be as infrequent as possible, I think. I think it's only like, what,
Yeah,
one ad?
still...
One ad every 30 minutes? I think that's the minimum I can do. I'll check later, see if I can make it even shorter. Or small, or infrequent. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Where the hell's the Amaro keep here? Oh yeah, definitely. You definitely guilt me into doing more MSTs. Oh, it's on the top. Or MSQ. Sorry, I had Mystery Science Theater on my mind for some reason.
Wait, didn't I just see one? Okay, I did just see. Yeah, there is one there. I was sitting looking at the screen, but I saw what I thought was an Aetherkern in the corner of my eye. Ah, damn it. Can you prevent me from attuning?
Holminster switches past these gates and through the woods. It is not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but as we reoccupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship.
See ya, Victorian.
Yep, see ya. Thanks for sticking around. What can we expect inside, Captain? Town is beset by a swarm unlike any we've seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a Light Warden leads the attack. How convenient. It seems that we'll have a chance to slay a Warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a Warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside than all their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile aether will billow outwards and envelop the nearest living being. A reckless young swordswoman, perhaps, and turn her into a brand new Warden. One does not simply, yeah. Well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the gods stand down and allow us to engage this leader of the Eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As a captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well, then our Warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leveilleurs, Captain Leader, and last but not least... Let me at 'em. A formidable group indeed. Into Holminster we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. Holminster switch now accessible. You can do this with duty support if you want.
So, who's joining us?
Oh, hold on. That's the menu I haven't seen before. Huh. We can actually select the party.
Very well.
Yep.
Leave this to me.
Neat.
Anyway, who we invited?
I don't know.
Ari asked to join.
Okay. Well,
Can you invite him? You're the party leader.
are they online?
Yes.
You know, I don't think I actually have them on the friend list. Weird.
Well,
Here.
check free company.
Oh, free company. I could have checked that, couldn't I?
Yes, you could have. Who else would like to join? Queuing up just like this. So remember someone said that they wanted to.
I think it was Lunds, but I think they're helping out with Raid Prague.
Alright, I guess it's time. Everyone ready?
Probably.
Take that as a yes.
Holminster switch. Oh, we already queued in, sorry.
Well, you'd have to pay more than that to get so quickly up to here. You'd have to pay either your time, or you'd have to pay an unlock.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Are we blocked off from you pulling them forward?
I'm sorry?
Are we blocked off from you going wall to wall?
Not sure. I just don't want to pull too much, but I also don't. Okay, well, these ones we could probably pull forward.
Make sure you use medications.
Trying. Oh, it's you. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh god.
Yay!
Level up!
Congrats.
Thank you. Alright. Sorry.
Alright, good night, Bakery. Try not to get a hangover. Oh, there was one more.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, hi there. Remember us?
Hi. Why is it that all of these are just forgiven something?
Interesting naming and creatures clue to something.
Yeah, it could be like rank or something like that.
Oh, I meant more story-wise.
Ah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Looks like she charges by number, and then I guess she would damage anyone on the way.
That's my best guess. Like, I knew she was going to attack Ethan up for base-off with the numbering system, but I had no idea how exactly.
Bye, Tesleen. Oh, did these guys not open?
I'm sure they'll open later.
Light Warden. What is it supposed to be? Dark Souls?
Stars allow healers? I thought it was just don't get hit or you die. Oh shit, thank you. I didn't realize boundaries there.
Oh, it spins. Oh shit. Woo! Aw, no
Okay, what do
victory
we do
pose.
about all that light?
Aw, no victory pose. I don't know, mate. We'll have to see, I guess.
Got that. Anything, I guess? Scene time.
Honestly, that fight reminded me a lot of the Orbone Monastery.
Ether, fall back! We cannot let it touch us. Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw.
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor.
Yeah,
But now we have a way to contain that
quite a
corruption.
lot, and you know, we check pretty often.
The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
Can you still call it a blessing if it's running amok and killing everyone?
Eh. Let's see if we'll end up running amok and killing everyone.
Behold, the monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
What's happening?
was just clapping over the darkness. I'm a little behind you, of course, thanks to Japanese.
Ah.
Scar. It can't be.
What's happening?
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the wardens and restore darkness to the first.
I will become the warrior you need.
On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
Oh, it didn't. Certainly did get a little less bright out here, I think. Yeah, natural light. Woohoo! Ah, references. How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nonetheless. Now, as well how we proceed from here. The villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystarium. Here you got a bit of a fan noise.
Oh, sorry.
They seem to be accepting the situation for the moment. Most folks are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the Warrior of Darkness has come. Just to be expected. Green, I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light received from Lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in a maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as a legendary warrior of darkness, I fear that no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance will throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, although my concerns are more focused on Yulmore. It may be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Valtteri responds to all this. I'm sure he won't stand for it. Probably can't, but... My thanks. Though we cannot freely celebrate your success, pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens, a joy you surely brought into being. Ah, and I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. 'Tis my intention to share with our people the tale of a great warrior who stood in defiance of the Sin Eaters. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden, and has since departed for parts unknown, yes? As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk not to question this either. Although I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day, about all of you. With that settled, I shall return to the Crystarium and make an address to the people. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploits. And to think, you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark and peaceful night's sleep. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today, but could I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the Pendants? Please let Bragi know that we're bringing in a number of injured, and that any restoratives in the markets need to be reserved for the infirmary. We should start making our own way back to the Crystarium. Slowly, mind you. It wouldn't do to arrive too soon after the Exarch. I'm staying behind as well. There's something I need to check on in Holminster. We already went through the village top to bottom, Alice. We should all take the chance to rest, you included. I knew one of those eaters, and I can't just... I can't rest. Not now. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while. And that means you as well, Green. I shall be cross if you try to follow me. I promise to find you later, when I feel myself again. Oh, there goes Alice, running off on her own for the third time in the series. Just you and me then, shall we?
It's her move.
I'm sorry?
It's her signature move. Always, off on her own tangent.
Yep.
Either disagreeing with her brother or, oh, look, I've got a completely other side story.
Crystarium. There we go. Speaking of which, what does the Skywatcher say here? Okay, so some areas do have normal weather now. Neat. Well, the Crystarium seems relatively ordered, wouldn't you say? The Exarch's speech must have been reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there is something jubilant in the air. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I shall take a brief stroll around town before retiring to my chambers. Once you've discharged your duty to Braggy, I suggest you do the same. Sleep well, Green. I hope untroubled dreams find you and Alice both. We're probably going to get a visit from Ardebert, probably. Any time is a chance to escape from your brother. Probably.
It's a brief chance before she has to go kill another Light Warden with them.
Oh yeah, I have a fox minion. It's very adorable.
He also filled our free company house with foxes.
I may have, yes. Ah, what was the emote that I'm looking for? Ah, there we go. Hand over. Aye, what can I do for you? Looking to buy a lantern like every other stumbling soul in the city? I see. Well, Captain Lena can rest assured that any potions I spot coming in will be set aside for the wounded. Hang on a moment, if you're carrying messages for the guards, does that mean you were there then? The battle at Hallminster? A stalwart lad like you might want to pay a visit to the Wandering Stairs, and make himself known. I'm sure Glenark can introduce you to some interesting opportunities. What are these opportunities you speak of? Oh, nice. Ciela, more beer for table 2 and a couple of pints of men for table 3 while you're at it. Coming right up. Sorry, we're rushing off our feet this evening, sir. Can I get you anything? Drinks are on the house. Ah, that braggy has a twisted sense of humor. And to think he sent you to me at a time like this. First real night in near 100 years has folk all riled up and then some. Once more, there was that eater business at the Holminster Switch. They say a light warden was destroyed without a damn trace. There was a warrior of darkness who did the deed. I don't know, I kinda wanna... I think I'm more keen to the title of Dark Warden, if that's an option.
No, I like Warrior Darkness.
Okay. I really must apologize for Glenard. He's been almost as rowdy as our customers, and that's no small feat. A lot of our regulars are bounty hunters, you see. They mostly go after the eaters, and the rumor of the warrior's appearance was a spark to their kindling. You know how weak eaters are drawn to the strong ones, right? Aye, they swarm like angry bees around the Queen. You need look no further than Holminster for proof of that. But attacks on that scale don't happen every day, praised the breasted Shadow. No, the more common threats are the strays. No one knows why, but every now and then, an eater will lead the pack to prowl alone. Those are the ones you run to on the road if your luck is foul. They're a danger to everyone, so the Settlement Council puts bounties on their heads. And our bar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. But if they disappear on death, how do you get the bounties? Take
a video with your tombstone.
Oh yeah, good point. Good point. Seems a few of them were inspired by the Warden slaying even more than most. There are a few types who have set their sights on the absolute worst of the strays, a class of eaters that have been dubbed the Cardinal Virtues. The Virtues showed up out of nowhere about 3 summers ago, and when historians heard descriptions given by survivors, well, apparently they share an appearance with the villains who caused the flood. The what? And if that doesn't send a chill down your spine, they've also reported to be tough as the Light Wardens, not the kind of prey you can take down single-handed. Our Virtue Hunters had all but given up, but knowing the Warrior of Darkness is out there has lit a fire in their bellies. Just look at them. The human over there with the oversized sword is Granson. He's in it for revenge. Wants to recruit a comrade in arms as tenacious as he is. Mr. Lad is Lurik. Don't be fooled by those dewy cheeks. He's as hard as a hunter as they come. He just lost a partner and he seems to be on the lookout for a new one. That's Sirig. Or does he seeks an expert in magecraft to help fight the virtue he's after? And last we have Geot. Dwarf and drunkard both. Wants to join forces with a healer, and only a healer. Something about needing a mender's wisdom? Oh, I think dwarves... Do you think dwarves are...
Yep.
the first Lalafels? Yeah, you know what I was going to ask.
Yep.
I see... No, wait. No, that can't be right, because we did have a Lalafell... the Warrior Darkness party did have a Lalafell with them. Maybe they're different.
I don't remember Lalafell with them.
Yeah, it was the healer. Yeah, they had the Arbert, who was the warrior. They had a Paladin Rogadin, an Elzen Black Mage, a Mikote Archer, and a Lalafell healer. I don't know, we'll have to see. I see my share of competent veterans, and you have that look about you. Maybe you should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. Who knows? Together you might even collect a bounty on a Cardinal Virtue. Ah, there's a grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar would earn if we boasted the patronage of a successful virtue hunter. Oh, actually, it also fits because discounting Arbert. Hold on. You're gaining access to role quests. Separate questline and storytelling to be able to tank, physical range, DPS, and healer. Yeah, this one. In order to reach the final stage of Shadowbringers main scenario, you must complete at least one role quest line. Speak with the Virtue Hunter and Wandering Seer to accept a quest offer. But yeah, if these are role quests for each of the different roles, and the 4 cardinal virtues, excepting Ardbert, are one of those roles, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess each of these quests would lead to hunting one of them. Each. Does that make sense? I feel like I got lost track in the middle of there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That said, now I need to level up my red mage so I can do it. Also means I need to actually learn how to do red mage.
I mean, the basics is just like cast a thing, and then cast a second spell for free. So you cast a shorter cast spell, then cast the longer cast spell for swift cast. Then you just balance your mana around.
Oh, I mean, I have to get a good configuration on my mouse and memorize, like...
Yeah, muscle memory.
rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back, sir. I wonder if anyone can sleep in the city with such an uproar. Or will you be retiring to your quarters? Yes. Very good. In light of the present situation, I've had illumination prepared for all our rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest, sir. In darkness of the present situation.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
Been watching, have you?
Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armareng. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin?
Sometimes friends, sometimes as people I'm babysitting.
Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. He's here.
I must go to him.
Meanwhile, inside an Imperial Magitech facility in the Source,
Intruders! Fan out and find them!
ooh, Estinian.
Out of my way!
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy.
Gaius!
When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own. They tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear their receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radians said at the parley. Thus, I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
Well, that was certainly a cutscene.
A long one too, surprisingly.
I'm sorry?
It was quite a long one too, surprisingly.
Yeah. I still find it hilarious that Estinian gets blackmailed by Tataru. I'm not surprised, but it's still hilarious.
Keep Tataru.
Yeah. Also, I feel like the Source in the first has kind of opposite problems. The Source has dealing with a weapon that brings Aether to a standstill, while the first is dealing with a problem that makes Aether run amok. I think that's am I interpreting that correctly?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, they're opposites, essentially.
Yeah. Maybe if we bring the Black Rose over here... No, that sounds like a terrible idea. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's a good point to stop for today.
I'll be doing this tomorrow.